a perfect example of putting into practice this superpower came my way a few days after finishing the article on the superpower, or our ability to heal in an incredible way. And what happened was I got frustrated, I got angry, have a pitter personality with a bit of a fiery touch. And when something doesn't quite work out or something frustrating happens, that's my weakness. And sometimes when I let that kind of grow a bit too much, I get a cold sore. And it kind of happens once or twice a year that I get a cold sore. And normally it takes about maybe a week to 10 days to get over it. And it kind of goes through a phase of tingling sensation and growing a blister. And then that scabs over, and then eventually new skin grows underneath and it heals over. And having just finished writing that article, when I was sitting in my, or when I was in my meditation or spiritual practice, I just realized, hey, hang on a minute, don't preach this stuff if you don't apply it yourself. And so I went, okay, let's do it. And so in a very quiet state, I reflected, or I tried to be present with what was happening. And it was as if like a little film unfolded. I was shown how it came about. It showed me how the anger kind of rose, and I kind of let it take over. And there's a tipping point. It's okay to get angry occasionally, but if you let it take over, you start creating an imbalance. Your body, your inner, doesn't want you to stay in that state of energy for very long. And so I was very grateful for being shown this opportunity. And that feeling of gratitude, I think, is one of the key points in terms of healing. And in that state of, like in the spiritual practice, you're in a very quiet state. I went, okay, universe, okay, God, or whatever it is that's powerful, that lives within all of us. Thank you for helping me see this, and thank you for helping me heal this. And it was through gratitude. I forgave myself. I sent love and light and energy. Like, it's difficult to put words on it, because it isn't with words that you do this. It's more of an inner sensation where you're at the driver's seat. You're doing this, but you're being guided. You kind of, your higher wisdom within actually knows what to do. And so in that state, I went, okay, this is finished. Thank you. This is amazing. I'm grateful. And I did this multiple times. So I did it over a period of a few days. And as it was a physical imbalance, but it came from a non-physical place, you have to tackle it at both levels. So obviously I was putting some essential oils, and I was working on the inner level, which is the origin of it. And so working on both those levels, I was able to access. And what happened was, instead of having like a week to 10 days to solve this, or to overcome this, it took about 3 days, about 4 days with the scabbing. So it literally halved the time for the healing process. And I think I could tell when it twisted, like it shifted into, no, you don't need this anymore. And what happened was that tingling cessation more or less stopped after that meditation, or that spiritual practice. And then it was a question of healing the damage that was there, and that takes its time. And it happened quite quickly. So literally, as soon as that tingling stopped, I had a very, very small red patch on the lip. And then a couple of days later, that fell off. And there's maybe like a very minor, you can just see it's new skin that's grown on top of it. So this is an example of putting into practice. Okay, it's a minor thing, but I think we're capable of doing this for everything. I recently was talking to a friend who overcame testicular cancer, and he worked on it on a physical level, and he worked on it on the non-physical level. And all the doctors kind of said, no, this, you kind of have to go in for chemo and like all the traditional treatments. And he was completely convinced that he could do it without going down that route. And he was right. He was able to recover. The doctors found it difficult to believe how he got over it. This is a few years ago now. And unfortunately, it has actually come back. However, I think it's probably linked, and this is his words, it's probably linked to the original non-physical things that were the origin of it weren't completely fixed, or he kind of maybe went back to a state of imbalance, and so it has come back again. And so now he's working on it in a much deeper way. I'm not promising that it's going to happen with you or with your clients in exactly the same way, but we have an amazing and very powerful ability within us. But we have to proactively, we have to take hold of it. We have to sit at the driver's seat and actually take this on. And there are various techniques to help with that. You have to change your state. You have to do something on a much deeper level to make a shift in your state. You can't just kind of have some happy thoughts and send some light and love to it. You have to actually shift your energy level up and actually feel different. And this is something that you have to practice. It's not something you do just once and it works. You kind of have to do this every single time something goes out of balance on a physical or health level. It's an opportunity to get better at doing this. So yeah, thank you.